there's been several Bigfoot and Sasquatch on my property this year, and even like in the last couple weeks, there's been Bigfoot on the property. It seems like they're always hanging around my property out by my barn and shit. You know, the strangest thing. This is the truth. Sometimes I've been out there. I've had a camera. I've gotten some stuff, but nothing like that's really conclusive because it's usually night out. So these type of phones, they do not do good in the dark. But I've drawn some pictures of a few of the Bigfoot that I've seen, and this one I've seen several times. This is a female Bigfoot, and I saw her out by the burn can several times with different male Bigfoot. She's the slutty Bigfoot. Yeah, this slutty one. I mean, she's always back by the barn. You know, she has that gaping mouth and shit. I'm telling you, man, she looks sort of like a cactus. I don't know how else to explain it. A real rounded head, though. You know, kind of flaring nostrils. Roundish sort of eyes, you know. But that gaping mouth. And, like, her head goes right down into her shoulders. She has a beard. They have, like, beards. Like, I cannot even imagine doing this creature, you know? A fucking Sasquatch? No, thank you. Seriously. She looks at me, man. I've seen her looking at me like, I'm like, shit, you know? Horrible. Real gaping mouth. Kind of, she has real interesting fur in that it's sort of like a, it looks sort of like a cactus. Like, I think that she has some kind of mange or something. Something's wrong with her hair. Like she has alopecia or something. I'm not sure what's the matter with her, but she does not look like a healthy... She probably has gonorrhea. I always see her back there with male Bigfoot. I mean, I'm not going to, you know, she's a slutty Bigfoot. I'm not going to say she's a whore. I don't know if she's doing it for money or... I think she just likes it. Here's one of the slutty Bigfoot. She usually hangs out in the back by the burn can. Like that's usually when I see her, she's back there with some male Bigfoot. And seriously, her facial hair is all fucked up. It's like she has something wrong with her skin, like she has alopecia or something. But boy, man, she's a whore. She's back there all the time, not blowing the male Bigfoot, just fucking, you know, bending over and doing a doggy style. That's her, and that's a male Bigfoot that I've seen with her several times. Oh, this is the same day that when I saw them, there was also a spaceship back there. You know, it was probably a half a mile away or something. And I know, listen, it didn't look really like this. This is a cartoon drawing of a spaceship. Like I said, this is not really how the spaceship looked. This is a cartoon of a spaceship. This is like a cartoon rendition of a, you know, a saucer type craft. That is not what I saw. I did not see like a flying saucer. It did not look like that. It was really high tech, you know, real high tech. The one that I saw was super high tech. I mean, it was crazy. It didn't make any noise. Just kind of floated through the air and then took off. It was nuts. Remember what else we got? Oh, here's one. This is one that I call the gay Bigfoot, and he's totally fucking gay. He's back there by the barn all the time blowing other male Bigfoot, but like some of the male Bigfoot, they're getting blown, so they're not really gay. They're kind of, well, they're gay. They're gay if they're getting a knobber from a male Bigfoot. But this guy, the guy that's always wants to be back there by the barn sucking on it, he's a weird looking dude. He's like, you know what he reminds me of? Is like, if you're in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and you go to the Hasidic and Orthodox area, everybody's sort of dressing the same. And you're driving down the street, and, you know, it's just like Jewish dude and Jewish dude with that you know, the hat, black coat, or the fur hat. And then you'll see like 3 dudes walking together and it's just like they're so obviously gay. You know? It's just weird. Like they stick out like a sore thumb. Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody is dressed the same. Everybody sort of looks the same, and then bam. You know? I guess they got to get married and shit. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. They remind me of the Amish in a weird way. I think they have similar, you know, sexual interests too. That's what I've heard. You know? This is true. That you will see sheets. I'm not making this up. In Williamsburg, Brooklyn, women doing laundry, and some of the sheets like have a hole in it. This is what I understand is true, because that's how men have sex with their Jewish wives. I mean, I'm not gonna call her a whore. I just think that like this one is a nymphomaniac. You know, she's always dancing around the burn can, sort of like that, like, you know, pushing it up in the air, taunting the Bigfoot. You know, they never eat it though. They never eat on it. Through a hole in the sheet. I'm not making it up, man. Ask other people in Brooklyn. It's the truth. I don't know. It's not my custom. You know? Is that it, really? Get the sheet out and I'm going to do ya? Fuck. It's crazy. There's a gay Bigfoot. Boy, he is gay, too. He's totally gay. And this, like, his hair's real weird. Like, it's like he has the friar tuck. It's like a skull cap. Like, it's bald up there. Like, you know, he has male pattern baldness, but this Sasquatch is the gayest Sasquatch I've ever fucking seen. This Bigfoot, totally gay. I mean, absolutely gay. Gayer than a $3 bill. Built, you know, like, hung like a donkey. You know? Hung like a donkey and, like, built sort of like a gorilla that walked upright. But the weirdest thing was really, like, he's bald on top. Like, he's got a fucking skull cap. You know, he's got a motherfucking skull cap, and I'm telling you, the gayest fucking Bigfoot I have ever fucking seen in my entire life. I mean, on fucking fire. Seriously. Oh, here's one. This one I call, I was out back by the dry creek bed one day with Tonka, and we ran into this guy, and I call him the George Washington Sasquatch, because that's sort of how his face looked. He looked pretty normal, but like they have like sort of humanoid facial features, and his looked like the president of our country, the first president, an actual decent president, you know. I guess, I don't know, I wasn't there. Yeah, he's just sitting there on the dry creek bed, like squatting, you know. Just fucking squatting. See, it looks like George Washington. I can't explain it. Like, he had like this nose, or Bernie Madoff a little bit. You know, he looked a lot like Bernie Madoff. Real long hair. And I'm telling you, he took 2 dumps that were gigantic. Absolutely gigantic, with gigantic feet. But anyway, so like we run into the Sasquatch all the time. You'll see them if there's dry creek beds. For some reason, they like to shit in those things. It's just a custom, you know. Everybody wants to. We shit in a bathroom. That's where we want to shit. But the Sasquatch, they prefer a dried up creek bed, you know. And if you're talking about the wetland skunk ape, the Caine's woodland skunk ape, they actually leave that swamp area and find dry area to shit. It's a fact. It's a fact. The Sasquatch does not want to shit in a wet, damp area. This is a well-known fact. So they do. They search out dry areas. If they can't find like a dry creek bed, they'll even like pine needles, shit like that. Just sand. You know, they just don't want to shit in a swampy, wet area. It's real strange. But anyway, so we watched him take his shit, and then after he got up and left, you know, we went over there and checked it out. And I'm talking about a fucking pile like that big. gigantic. It's a gigantic shit. But the creature, the one that looks like George Washington, he must be like 9 feet tall. He's fucking huge. You know, he makes Shaq look tiny. This is no shit. And the Sasquatch, the thing of it is like they have like shoulders that go like right up into their neck. I mean, I'm not fucking around. It's crazy looking. It's like, you know, sort of like a gorilla, sort of, but they walk upright, you know. They're real human looking, but they're not human. There's no way that these creatures are human. Many times, it's not many times, I'll say 5 or 6 times when the Sasquatch have been out there, there's also been, you know, like I've seen orbs out there. This ship that I saw that was like, it was large. It was large. It was about a mile away, and it seemed like it was gigantic. Like it was a mile in length, something like that. It was huge. It was huge. But anyway, to make a long story short, this is Beaver Dams, New York, and there's a lot of paranormal activity. There's a lot of Bigfoot. That's not really paranormal activity, but there is some strange shit that goes on here. This is real difficult for me to talk about. But on several occasions, the Greys have come, and they'll like come in through the window sometimes. They've just sort of like materialized in my room, like a kind of like there's like this light that comes down, and then I mean they come in through the windows. I've had them come up like from downstairs, and I knew that they were down there. And then they came up, and I was so terrified I couldn't move, or they did something to me so that I couldn't move. I'm not really sure. It's a terrifying experience to deal with the Greys, and there's nothing that you can do. You just feel helpless. I can't talk about it anymore. It's a terrifying experience. That's all I can say. I have Solarton sleep upstairs with me. She'll protect me. The Greys are terrified of birds. This is a fact. And Solar, I know Solar will protect me. Solar was the bird I helped hatch. I helped incubate. Like when Remy took a break, I held Solar because I knew Solar. If I helped, you know, Solar hatch by helping incubate her, I knew this bird would protect me, and she's highly protective. She is. Greys are terrified of avian species for some reason. Right, Solarton?